Hello all and welcome back to the channel. It's been a long time since I've made a video. I think maybe a year or so nearly now, and I haven't been up to much in the way of driving, drifting or working on cars, so I haven't really made any videos or anything. Some life things got in the way and work and just been busy doing other stuff, so yeah, haven't been super motivated to be here, but I'm going to give you a bit of an update on where we're at with the cars and some of the plans, so let's go over it. Today's video is mainly going to be working on the V35, getting it ready for round 2 of the state series. I'm not competing this year, just doing the pro ride passenger laps, so just trying to take it back and have a bit more fun with driving rather than competing all the time, because last year all the events I did was just competing and I sort of wasn't really having fun anymore. So stepping back, trying to make it a bit cheaper as well, driving a lower powered car, but yeah, we'll go over that. One of the main issues I've been having with this car is tyre wear in the rear. So when you lower these cars, they get a massive amount of negative camber and a lot of toe in. They've only got the basic eccentric bolt adjustment, which is there and there. So those eccentric bolts only have a limited amount of adjustment, which is perfectly fine when you've got a car at standard height, but once you lower these, it's not in the right range to be able to get the right adjustment out of them. So the first step you can do is put an aftermarket camber arm in, which I have right here. And you can adjust the camber out to 0 basically if you want, but you're limited with the toe bucket because that's still got the eccentric bolt. Now what you can do is you can get rid of the toe bucket, which most people do, and then they go to a true coilover setup, which gets rid of the spring that sits in the bucket here. You can't really see there. So you get rid of that spring that goes onto the actual shock, and then that mounts to the shock tower. The problem is these cars weren't designed to have the weight of the car on the spring on that shock tower, so you really should reinforce that section a bit because it's only thin sheet metal. So, and being a seat time car, trying to keep it cheap and that, I'm going to try and make this work with the standard toe buckets. So I'll show you what I've bought. So I've got this Super Pro bush kit. There's the part number if you need it. Basically what this does is it offsets the bush, so you can see on the instructions here, standard one is in the center there, and then this one is offset to the side. So this is your standard one, obviously the hole in the middle there, and then this is the Super Pro one, which moves the mounting point over. I don't know exactly how far, it might be 5 mil or so, but it might be enough to get another degree of camber or so less, which might be good enough to help out the tyre wear a bit. So I don't know if these tyres are very worn. No, they're not. But you can kind of see how much tread's left on this bit here compared to here. Basically, I'm wearing the inside of the tyre out to nothing, and then this side still almost got 40-50% tread left on it, so really want to get more use out of the tyres. So yeah, I'm going to finish putting these bushes in, and then we're going to chuck them in and see how they go, but also give you a bit of an update on the Sylvia. So the last time I drove that was round 4 of the state series last year, and I don't think I ended up putting a video up on here of that. I've got a lot of footage, so I might put a video together at some stage. Let me know if you actually want to see that. I've got some footage of a couple of other days I did driving at the skid pan and the last pro ride session. I just haven't really been motivated to make videos on it, so if you're keen to see the videos, harass me in the comments and rev me up and I might make some videos. But the Sylvia is back after blowing the motor. It's got a rebuilt motor in it now, so that should be all good, hopefully, to go. I've changed the turbo now. It's now got a TDO5 18G on it, so I'm hoping that it makes similar sort of power, around 250 to 280 kilowatts would be good, but having a bit more response on it. So that's why I've gone to a smaller turbo. It used to have a TD06 20G, I think it was, which was super laggy. So I'm hoping this new turbo and the higher diff gears as well, it's got 4.9 diff gears in it, hoping that makes it a lot more responsive and a bit more sort of peppy as such. I've got some 5.1 diff gears as well and some 4.6s, so they're all sort of higher diff gears depending on what track I'm going to. Then I can get the right rev range for the right corners that I'm doing. So that's a bit of an update on the Silvia. The 350 I haven't really done anything to. The motor's kind of just sitting in there, the gearbox is sitting in there. That's about as far as I got. I think the last video I was mocking it up with the front sump on, and the motor was too far forward to really put a radiator and stuff in, so I was kind of thinking of maybe putting the radiator in the boot, and then changed my mind. Now it's got a rear sump on it, so trying to make all that fit in behind the cross member, bashing the tunnel back a bit, making clearance for the bell housing and that. It was a fair amount of work, but I've kind of got it in the spot where we want it. I just need to make engine mounts on, but that's a later project. That can just sit on the hoist until I've got these other cars done. The Silvia still needs to be tuned, so I've got to find someone to tune that and get that going, and I might take that out for the next round of pro rides, because I think it's running the bowl, which I need a little bit more power to do. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to get stuck in the V35, and I'll check back when I've got these bushes in, or I might show you how to press this bush in actually, because I didn't know how to do it and I worked it out, so I'll show you guys. Anyway, I'm going to tuck it easy and stop talking shit. Now I don't have a press, so I'm just using the vise and a range of sockets to press these ones out and press the other ones in. Basically what I did is just drill around the rubber part of this one through there, just to make it, just to weaken it up, and then once that's weakened up I can press this bit out, and then you just got to press the outer sleeve out with the correct size socket. So I'll get this one out and then show you how to get the other one out. Now all I've done here is gotten a socket with the inner diameter bigger than that whole section, and then a socket that's smaller just to press that inside bit out. And then what I'll do is I'll do it up with the vise, which is kind of hard one-handed, but that should push that rubber part into that socket there and then out. This socket's just smaller than the outer ring of that bush. Or it might be a little bit too big. I might need to go down a size in socket. Turns out that socket was the right size. It was just really hard to do one-handed. I've got it most of the way out, just clamped it in the bottom here, and now I'm just breaking the last bits of rubber on it. And then I forgot how hard it was to do stuff one-handed while filming. But that's pretty much out. There we go. Now we are left with just this outer ring here, which we need to get a socket that is exactly the size of the outer ring, but not bigger than this alloy piece here, so then we can press that out. The last one I even cut with a hacksaw, cut a couple of slits in it to make it a little bit easier, so I might try it without doing that first, and then if it doesn't work, I'll cut it again. Alright, for this part, this socket can be any size as long as the internal diameter is bigger than the sleeve you're trying to push through. And this size has to be the right size. This one ended up being a 26mm socket. I just used this shitty set that I've got. They're all broken sockets and like a 3/4 drive or something that you don't normally use anyway. So yeah, then you just got to do up this one, and that'll push the inner sleeve into that one. Then this is what you're left with. So you've just got obviously the arm, and then the outer alloy part, the inner bush part with the rubber off and the outer sleeve off. Now what we got to do is get this rubber part with the outer bush, the outer sleeve pressed into there, and then this bit pretty much you can press in with your hands afterwards. So this one we need to get, I think it's the 26mm again. hopefully that fits. That's only on there. I'll find the right socket and then we'll push that in, and then we'll put that in, and then we'll be ready to put them in the car. I actually didn't think about it on the last one I did, but you can just use the outer sleeve from the old bush because it's the perfect size for this one to push it in, and then you just need that bigger socket as well for the end of it to go into there because the rubber bit's a bit bigger. So yeah, I'm going to push this in, see if I can do it one-handed. Oh. You got to make sure you grease them up with the supplied grease as well. Makes it a little bit easier. This would be definitely so much easier with a press, but I've got a bit of a mess around here and don't have room for a press at the moment, so we'll make do with what we got. Now I want to make sure it's all the way in, but I don't want to start pushing this one in as well, so I reckon we're about there. I think I did start pushing it in a little bit, but that's alright. Probably went a little bit too far, so this side's sticking out a little bit and that side's in, so I'll just push it back the other way the tiniest bit. Alright, that's it in. I didn't quite get it spot on 90 degrees, so the offset part was on a bit of a diagonal. So all I did was put it into the vise, clamp both metal sides like that, had it nice and tight, and then just pulled the arm up a little bit, got it nice and straight, so it's pretty well 90 degrees, bang on in line with there. So we get the most amount of the offset part. So now these are ready. I'm going to take the stock ones out of the car and then put these in, and then we'll chuck it on the alignment machine and see what difference it can make. I just realized as I went to put them in, I actually put these the wrong way around. So this would give you more toe in, pushing the back of the wheel out. You actually need this offset bit on this side, so I might as well show you how you fix that anyway, because I did it before. So I've just clamped it in with the metal bits in the vise there. That metal part there should stay if the vise is done up enough. Do the vise up a bit, you can see the metal bits staying and the bush is turning around. So if we go to around there somewhere and check it, yeah, that's the way we want it. So basically it's pushing that bit over and pushing the back of the wheel in further. I don't know why I put it the other way around, I didn't even think about it. So we'll fix both of them up, then put them in the car. Alright, so we've got the tow buckets installed with the offset bushes, and we've got it back on the alignment machine ready to see how much difference it's made. But first of all, I'm going to show you some of the alignments along the line of owning this. So this one here is from, I just got to find out which one's which. This one here is from when I first got the car. So you can see the rear camber is 3.5 this side, nearly 4 this side. Let's just call it close to 4. And I'm pretty sure that was with the toe in. That was with the camber maxed with the eccentric bolts, and then I can't remember where the toe was, but yeah, obviously couldn't get any more camber out of it. This one is when I've installed the camber arms, so I've got the camber down to let's say 3 a side, but the toe buckets were maxed all the way as much toe out as you can get, and it still had just over 4 mil a side toe in. So that was the issue we were having. So now all I've done is put the offset bushes in the toe buckets and obviously set that as far in as possible, and I've just measured it up, and here's where we're at. So camber is a little bit less. The last time I took it out, I put a bit less camber and a little bit more toe in, but the camber is obviously still where it's at. But now we're towing out to 2.25 that side and 2.75, so between 2 and 3 mil toe out. So now I can wind the camber back out until we've got 3, 4, 5 mil toe in again, and we'll have a lot less camber. So it's actually done a lot more than I was expecting. I thought it might only do it a few mil, but it's gone about yeah, 6-7 mil or so more. So I reckon we're going to get a fair bit less camber out of this. So let's jump into adjusting it and see how we go. And we're all done and adjusted, and I am super happy with the results, and I'm super happy if you're still watching, because I've been talking a lot of shit in this video. So let's show you where we got to with the results. So obviously showed you before the alignment specs before. This is where we're at now. So we've got a degree of negative camber this side and 1.5 that side. I couldn't quite get that one all the way down without having a bit extra toe in. We got 5 mil toe in a side, which is a little bit excessive, but we are still limited with that adjustment. I just wanted to get the camber down as low as possible, and about 1 degree is not too bad. I do have another trick up my sleeve that I might do later on, but it probably won't be done before this weekend. So just going to test it out as is and see how we go. But yeah, a couple of degrees less of camber than what we had before, so we should be wearing tyres a little bit more evenly now. But yeah, we're going to head out to round 2 of the state series this weekend and do some pro rides. So if you want to come out and do some passenger laps, make sure you get on the Drifting SA website to book tickets for that. And yeah, make sure you come out, watch the events on Saturday and Sunday. And there's the JDM Speed event on the main track, and we'll be drifting on the drift track Saturday night and all day Sunday as well. And I think there's a skid pan session, drift school and that on Saturday morning as well. So plenty of action on the weekend to come out and enjoy. And hopefully I get a bit more motivated. If you guys rev me up as well, I might get a bit more motivated to do some more work on the other cars. We'd like to get the S13 going. We've got Malala Matsuri coming up. Be good to take it out there. If not, I might just take the V35 out. And yeah, it'd be good to do some work to the 350, because that's been sitting for a long time now and not much is done. But yeah, if you made it this far in the video, I thank you, because I probably wouldn't have watched this far. But yeah, anyway, see you on the next one. Hopefully it's a bit sooner than a year. Bye.